Deep in the emerald heart of a timeless forest, shrouded in mist and mystery, there exists a clearing where the laws of nature seem to take an unexpected holiday. As the sun begins its slow descent towards the horizon, painting the sky in hues of amber and rose, an extraordinary phenomenon unfolds. The melodious songs of the birds fall silent, insects vanish into the cracks of ancient trees, and the cacophony of the jungle fades into an eerie hush, and then the animals disappear. Now, this isn't the stuff of nightmares, or no lurking predators, no creeping shadows, or chilling tales whispered by the wind. The creatures don't flee out of fear, but rather as if compelled by an ancient memory, a collective recollection of something profound that we humans have long since forgotten. This enigmatic forest stands silently beyond the rolling hills that locals shun after dusk, not because of spine-tingling stories or folklore, but because nature itself seems to draw a curtain, shutting down the forest to all who would dare enter after sunset. Even the bravest of souls are deterred, heeding an unspoken call of the wild. In the heart of this mystical wood, researchers once dared to venture, setting up hidden cameras deep within its emerald embrace. For hours, the cameras recorded the graceful dance of deer, the playful antics of monkeys, stealthy strides of leopards, and the majestic trumpeting of elephants as they moved through the forest's embrace. However, as twilight began its gentle caress upon the canopy above, every rustle and chirp faded into stillness. The jungle held its breath, seemingly commanded by an unseen force to halt its symphony of sounds. The forest stood still as if suspended in time, waiting for the return of daylight. In the depths of this silent spectacle, one question echoed louder than the jungle's roar. What power could hold the wild at bay, silencing the very essence of untamed existence? And so the tale of this forest became a whisper on the wind, a legend that danced on the tongues of awestruck locals and echoed in the minds of those who marveled at the secrets it held. For within this realm of whispering trees and star-studded skies, there exists a truth older than time, a truth that speaks of a reverence for the mysteries of the natural world. But the answer to this age-old enigma lies not in the rustle of leaves or the chirp of crickets, but in the very soul of the forest itself. You see, the elderly villagers spoke of the trees as silent sentinels that bore witness to the passage of time. Having stood strong against the relentless march of centuries, they whispered that these ancient giants bore the memory of a profound sorrow that had stained the earth beneath their roots long. Long ago, something sacred had been broken in this hallowed ground, leaving behind a wound that refused to heal. Ever since that fateful event, no living creature had dared linger in the fading light, for they instinctively knew that when the sun dipped below the horizon, the forest came alive with a magic both wondrous and terrifying. One fateful night, driven by an insatiable curiosity, a young adventurer decided to test the limits of this age-old belief. Armed with nothing but his determination and a flickering lantern, he ventured into the heart of the forbidden forest. As darkness enveloped the land, with each step he took, the oppressive silence pressed against his ears like a tangible force. The absence of sound was deafening, amplifying every heartbeat and rustling leaf into a cacophony of noise. As he moved deeper into the forest's embrace, the air grew heavy with anticipation, laden with the secrets of a world untouched by human eyes after sunset. And then he saw it. A majestic silverback gorilla emerged from the shadows, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. The sight sent a shiver down his spine. For he knew he was witnessing a creature transformed, imbued with an otherworldly wisdom under the cloak of night, but the gorilla did not attack. Instead, it stood motionless, its gaze fixed on some distant point beyond the reach of his lantern's feeble glow. It was as if the forest itself had conjured forth its spirit to guard the sacred grove. For hours, he stood transfixed, watching the spectral dance of the animals as they moved through the forest with an eerie grace. Some creatures seemed to shimmer and shift, their forms taking on an ethereal quality under the shroud of night. Were these the guardians of the forest, the protectors of its ancient secrets? Was he merely a trespasser who had stumbled upon a realm not meant for mortal eyes to behold? As the first rays of dawn began to pierce the darkness, the spectral figures gradually faded away, melting back into the shadows that cradled them. The forest, once again cloaked in mystery, stood silent as the sun ascended to its place in the heavens. Driven by an insatiable thirst for understanding, the young man returned day after day, each visit deepening the enigma that surrounded the forest. One such encounter left an indelible mark on his soul. It followed the tracks of a magnificent jaguar deep into the outer trees. As twilight began its descent, the jaguar paused, turning to face him with eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the cosmos. In that moment, the young man felt an overwhelming urge to flee, yet he stood his ground. To his astonishment, the jaguar made no move to attack. Instead, it regarded him with an intense gaze, before vanishing into the thicket. This wasn't mere feline stealth. There was a knowing in that disappearance, a silent message conveyed from beast to man. It was a warning that resonated deep within his bones, urging him to respect the boundaries of the unknown. Determined to unravel the mysteries that lay at the heart of the silent forest, the young man reached out to an expert, a renowned naturalist whose wisdom was as vast as the wilderness itself. Together, they delved into the ancient texts, seeking clues to the forest's enigmatic behavior. The old man shared tales of a time when the veil between the natural and spiritual realms was thin. When animals were seen as conduits to the unseen energies that shape the world, the answer, they realized, lay not in the silence of the forest, but in the memories it held. The animals weren't merely avoiding the forest, they were remembering something profound. A collective ancestral knowledge that transcended the bounds of language and species. And so the true nature of the silent forest was revealed. It wasn't haunted by ghosts or cursed by ancient magic. It was a sanctuary, a place where the spirits of the earth and the whispers of the ancients converged. The animals, guided by instincts honed over millennia, knew this truth. They sensed the presence of the unseen, the echoes of a world long gone. In their wisdom, they retreated not out of fear, but out of respect, recognizing that in the fading light, the forest became more than just trees and shadows. It became a portal to realms beyond our own, a testament to the interconnectedness of all living things. And thus, the legend of the silent forest continues to echo through the ages, a reminder that the wisdom of the wild runs deeper than our understanding. For it is in the quiet moments, when the world seems still, that the true magic of nature unfolds, revealing secrets that only those who listen with open hearts can truly comprehend. So the next time you find yourself in the hushed embrace of a twilight forest, pause and listen closely. Might just hear the whispers of the ancients carried on the wind, reminding us that the mysteries of the natural world are far vaster and deeper than our human minds can fathom. In the end, we realize that the true horror doesn't lie in the darkness, but in the ignorance that keeps us from understanding the profound harmony of the natural world. The animals aren't fleeing in terror, but returning to a wisdom that we've long forgotten. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of the silent forest. If you found this story thought-provoking, I invite you to show your support by liking and sharing it with others who might find solace in its timeless wisdom. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel, where I continue to explore the hidden stories that connect us to the mysteries of the natural world. Until next time, may the whispers of the ancients guide you, and the wisdom of the wild enrich your soul. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story and want to support our work, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Your support helps us continue producing these stories and sharing them with the world. Thanks again for listening. Take care and goodbye.